Hi, my name is Ashley Elson, and I'm here joined today with Marty Moran, who's a photographer. How are you today, Marty?
Very good, Ashley. How are you?
I'm doing great. So, getting right into it, how long have you been a photographer?
Over 40 years. So started off with weddings and have developed into a variety of things that I like to do. So,
How did you get into photography?
when I was a child, my mother actually bought me a camera early in my life, and she kind of knew that I had a gift there. So every year for my birthday, I would get a camera or something along that line. I actually wish I'd kept all those cameras, but there was something about the way I saw through a lens that allowed me to see the world a little bit different than some people do.
What was your first camera?
You're asking for many, many years ago. So it was a camera about half the size of your cell phone. It was a little film camera, and I took it on a vacation trip and actually developed it and got pictures of Washington, D.C. and things like that. So that's kind of how I got started with just taking photographs.
That's actually really cool. What style of photography do you specialize in?
Probably two styles. For my weddings, I'm a romance style photographer because I have a romantic heart, and I know it's one of your questions you'll probably ask, but in my heart I'm a romantic. So because of that, I have a feel about connections with couples and things like this. As far as my headshot photography though, that's more about the eyes, because the eyes tell everything about whether you're for real or whether you're fake. They never lie. Your eyes never lie, so that's why I do that.
Why did you choose to specialize in that style, or was it just like a natural thing to you?
Photography is natural to me. I mean, if I have a camera in my hand, I'm happy all the time. The style came, and I like to tell photographers this, the style comes from what's in your heart, not just taking a picture. It has to be something that you feel in your heart. It's not what you shoot, but what you see. So photography for me, excuse me, for weddings is about that romantic feel, the connection with the couples. But with my headshots, it's more about marketing. And I started that 5 years ago because I didn't like the way headshots looked. There was too much drama in them. And I like the fact that if I trust your eyes, I might trust you to do business with you. So the eyes are very important. So, you can't lie in a photograph. Let's treat it that way.
Yes. What do you consider to be the ideal client?
Well, I can say what is not the ideal client, Bridezilla. I don't deal with Bridezillas at all, and I won't even work with a Bridezilla. I'll cancel out. I did that recently. I just canceled down a situation with a bride who turned into a Bridezilla at my studio, so we decided not to do that. But the ideal client is one that sees the value in what I'm doing and knows that I will help capture what their dreams are and what their ideas are. So we actually have a relationship built. So that's the best way to say it. It's a relationship, not just client and photographer. If you do it like that, then it's just about money and it's just about a project. It's not about you as a person. So.
How would you describe a Bridezilla?
Well, the first thing I notice is how she talks to her mother. Believe it or not. If she talks down to her mother like her mother's stupid, I will not take that wedding. And if she talks to her groom like he's stupid, I won't take that wedding either. It's about the connection that people have and the respect that they have. And if there's no respect, then I don't want to do that wedding because I get treated a lot worse. So.
Right, I completely agree. That sounds awful.
Yeah, they are awful. I had 4 in 1 year.
What is the process from when a person calls up until the time they get to see the final photos?
Well, for a wedding, it would be, typically it's 30 days to see them online because I have to have time to cull through everything and edit them, pick out the best. And then with my headshots though, I'm pretty quick. If I do an individual, I usually say 1 or 2 days. If I'm doing a group, a corporate group, it might be a week to get them all done unless they have one that's specific. If somebody calls me and says, I need this tomorrow, then we have to get in today, and I work on it really hard to get it done for them tomorrow because they might have a TV interview, they might have a promotion, they might have something that they have to get it done for their website, like right now. Sometimes calling at the last minute is a struggle for them, but I work with the client.
Have you ever photographed or met a celebrity? If so, who and what were they like?
Two come to mind. I did photograph, and I got some photographs with Peyton Manning before, just at the end of his career. I met with him. But probably the most notable was recently, and this was last year, Michael J. Fox. And even though he struggled with Parkinson's for many years, he is the coolest dude. He just is so cool. We got a nice selfie. I got it on my phone if you wanted to see it. But we got a nice selfie, but I got about 10 minutes just to talk with him about a lot of stuff. And he talked about Doc Hollywood, which is one of my favorite movies. And in that movie, it was him and the pig. If you saw the movie, it's a funny movie. But he said the director told him, that pig and you are going to make this movie a lot of money. So he kept the pig in it. But he's a good guy to talk with, although Parkinson's is really taking its toll on his body. But he's such a nice person, just real.
Where or what is the best place to look for inspiration?
Well, I don't read photography books because it's somebody else's work, and I don't think you get inspired by reading somebody else's work. I get inspired by reading, thoughts. I get my own inspiration. I feel like God gives me inspiration. When I'm in a relationship with people, if they don't know, I try to ask God for inspiration for them. But sometimes people have their own inspiration. But you've got to look inside and see what's inside of you. I'm real creative, so I get ideas all the time, and they just don't, my mind never shuts off. So I think that's part of the reason why I can do what I do. I mean, I photograph babies and families and models. There's a lot of things you do, and it's just, you get creative when you're with the people. And I think it's like being married. I've been married a long time, so our marriage is very creative and that kind of stuff, so we enjoy that. So that's part of that. So,
among all of your works, which one is your favorite, and why is it your favorite?
Oh my gosh. I know you gave me these to look at, but I enjoy doing weddings. I'm not doing as many as I used to do. I love doing headshots because I like professionals and I like the way they behave publicly. But I've created, if you've looked through my photos, you saw some on there where I've created just a moment in the right place at the right time to capture things. And sometimes you just get lucky. You just watch. And I mean, I remember one time at a wedding, I was watching, watching a first dance, and I saw the couple on the dance floor, and I got these really great photos. But over to my right, as I was watching, I saw 3 little girls all dressed up in their little gowns on the floor like this. And I just moved quickly to that point and got down on the ground and got this shot of these 3 little girls just looking. They were mesmerized, and that was a moment. I mean, you have to watch for things. You just can't just take pictures. You have to look and see things. So.
Right. What is the most rewarding part of being a photographer?
People I get to meet, all the people I get to meet, the referrals I get, and I just love the people that I've met in the industries have been really great and supportive, and I've tried to do the same thing with them, reciprocity. You just take care of people and you do the right thing by people. Now, am I always successful at it? Not with everybody. And occasionally you get somebody that'll never be happy, and if you met those kind of people, no matter what you do, they're not happy. You can't please those kind of people. But for the most part, 99.9% of the time, I have a good relationship with people. So,
where can people contact you if they are interested in getting their picture taken by you?
Well, I have 2 websites, belloromance.com and whitehotheadshot.com. That's the easiest way to do it, and then you can read the bios and you can read about me and what I stand for and things like this. And that's the easiest way. The website, I'm all over Facebook too, and LinkedIn and Instagram, so I'm there too. It's only the 3 social media sites that I really spend time with. So.
Okay, thank you so much, Marty, for coming and talking about your job.
Thanks, Ashley. Thanks.